It is gladdening to see speakers of the 36 state houses of assembly in the country regularly come together to share experiences, thoughts, and ideas on how to institute a robust democratic culture that will move the country forward. It goes without saying that the executive and legislative arms in a presidential system of government have critical roles to play in promoting good governance, ensuring political stability, and fostering sustainable economic growth. But to what degree this is attainable depends slightly on the kind of relationship that exists between the two institutions. Where the relationship is characterized by mutual distrust, suspicion, friction, and conflict, it leads to crisis and failure of government to deliver on its policies and programs. However, where both arms see themselves as partners and understand the spirit and letter of the principles of the separation of powers, the inevitable outcome is effective policy formulation and implementation, which leads to excellent delivery. The first step to building sustainable partnership between the executive and legislative arms of government for effective service delivery is for both organs of government to work with a consciousness that separation of power is imperative for good governance. It must realize that the principle of checks and balances, as constitutionally provided for, is to prevent abuse of power, which, if allowed to fester, will ultimately circumvent the rights and will of the governed. Hence, the relationship between the executive and legislature should be governed by trust, mutual respect, and difference, each bearing in mind the tenets of separation of powers as required in the presidential system of government. It is exigent that both see themselves as complementary partners working towards the same goal, which is the development of the state for the greater good of all. Is that compromise is essential to effective executive-legislative relationship. In some other contexts, compromise might appear to be a negative word, but in politics, it is a virtue that every politician must possess. In the political arena, compromise is an agreement or settlement that is reached by each side making concessions.
Delta State is one of the few states in Nigeria that have become reference points whenever we talk of financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary. We believe that the industrial actions embarked upon by Jusun and Passan in the last 2 months would have been needless if other states had shown same support as you do, Your Excellency. We are, however, not surprised at your passion and support for the independence of these arms of government. Your Excellency, being a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have simply demonstrated through your rich experience that one of the ways our democracy can endure is by strengthening the relevant institutions. Your Excellency, we are also aware of many developmental projects being delivered by this government under your able leadership in the state. We equally acknowledge the feats will not have been realistic without the support and cooperation of the Delta State House of Assembly of
It is even a greater pleasure for me as Delta State is hosting the 2021 second quarter general meeting of our conference. Mr. Chairman, right honorable colleagues, I'm happy for this honor to host my brothers from the length and breadth of the country. In the Committee of State, Delta State enjoy relative peace despite the lingering security challenges facing most parts of our country because we are a praying state. For this, I want to wholeheartedly thank His Excellency, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, our hardworking governor, for his proactive steps in ensuring sustainable peace in the state.